For Tuesday, July 12th, it is 5:01 p.m. Can I get a roll call for attendance, please?
Trustee Farrell?
Here.
Trustee Ibarra?
Here.
Trustee Slattery?
Here.
Trustee Escutia? Supervisor Contreras?
Here. All right, next, can I get the first order is to approval of the minutes for our regular town board meeting of June 14th, 2022.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from June 14th, 2022.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Sure. Trustee Farrell?
Aye.
Trustee Ibarra?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next, it's, we had a public hearing for our bid and opening grade closing. We had minutes that day as well, so that's for the May 10th public hearing minutes. We need to approve those as well for Oakwood.
I'll make a motion that we approve the May 10th, 2022 public hearing meeting minutes for the grade opening and closing service, the bid opening for that.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Farrell?
Aye.
Trustee Ibarra?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next is also May 10th. It was, we need to approve the minutes for our budget appropriation for the township. Ordinance number 376-2022. Can I get a?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Can I get a?
second that motion.
Second, thanks to Carl. Can I get a roll call, please?
Sure. Trustee Farrell?
Aye.
Trustee Ibarra?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And our last minutes to approve are for our May 10th, 2022 budget appropriation for the road district ordinance number 2022-03. Road district, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Get a second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Sure. Trustee Ibarra?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Farrell?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next, any public comment on any agenda items? Okay, seeing that there is none, we'll move into new business. First is a deed of gift to the Joliet Area Historical Museum. This is for older records. The township took over the historical cemetery 5 years ago, and it was gifted everything that came with it. There's a lot of historical records over 100 years old, and they were just sitting on shelves and in our safes, so we thought it would be best to preserve that history, deeded over to the Joliet Area Historical Museum. So that's what we're doing, but there's an official process, and this is just to approve that deed of gift. And I think it's out today, next month we'll do an official ordinance as well, just to make sure we're all covered, but this is just to cover that historical records that are being moved to the museum so they can preserve them.
And the motion needed would be to approve and authorize the supervisor to execute the deed.
All right, can I get a motion to approve and authorize the supervisor to deed?
I will make a motion for the supervisor to approve and authorize.
Can I get a second?
I will second. Oh, oh.
No.
I will
All right,
second.
roll call, please.
Sure. Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Ibarra?
Aye.
Trustee Farrell?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, next is adopting ordinance number 381-2022, regulating weeds, grass, bushes, trees, and ponds. Actually, we've been working with Will County Land Use to kind of deal with a lot of the gaps that have to do with services of who deals in our unincorporated areas, like who deals with a lot of the complaints. There's different rules for abandoned properties, empty lots, and this is just something that will help us kind of coordinate so we can actually get things done together, instead of having these properties just look not taking care of the abandonment. So this would be a good partnership, and we're going to be working with it more to make sure those areas get taken care of by the local governing bodies. Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Ibarra?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Farrell?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And then the last one was our last, I think our most important one here is adopt ordinance 382-2022 to enter into an agreement with Will Grundy Medical Clinic. So in the past, I know the township did have an agreement. They would provide, I think it was $5,000 a month over about a decade. That agreement eventually ended up just dissolving, but after our staff having a meeting with Will Grundy Medical, some of their staff, and I met with their executive director as well. You know, even over the last, since the agreement ended, needs still need to be met. They're expanding right now, and a lot of the things that all officials, all elected officials, local, you know, state, county, national, a lot of the things that everyone's preaching now is mental health, and in general, just, you know, the public well-being. And seeing as townships, one of the duties I talked to all the trustees is, you know, things we can invest in for our residents is the well-being of and health of our residents and public safety. We are not going to recreate the wheel in township and build a hospital. We don't have those resources, or to build any other type of facilities, but we can partner with great facilities that already are that take care of our residents. So this is just an extension of that. So we will be contributing monthly, $7,500 a month. And one of the good things about this is, as I spoke to the executive director there, is that you know, they want to partner with us more, because we get, you know, residents come to us for help, and we'll be able to refer them exactly to where they go to. One of the other things we are partnering with is starting in August, since their facility is being remodeled, is that this boardroom will be where they'll be distributing affordable prescriptions and drugs to residents. So we're gonna be extending our facilities too, so that they can be taken care of. So this is just the beginning of, I think, you know, a partnership that existed, and I think keeping open lines of communication, we can do more, just filling gaps whenever we can, and partnering with other organizations. So we're really excited to do this. Can I get a motion to approve?
Do we have a discussion?
Yeah, what I was gonna do after we make the motion.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Put a motion, and then I was gonna open up for discussion.
Okay, I'll make the motion to adopt ordinance number 382-2022 to enter into an agreement with Will Grundy Medical Clinic.
Did you want to second that?
Yeah, I second that.
Any questions or concerns or discussion?
Still a little more than what we were originally told,
Oh.
5,000.
Yeah, well, I mean, just considering, I mean, we have it in the budget, and just the
Can I
rate.
say something really quick? I don't mean to interrupt you, but I worked with Will Grundy Medical Clinic, when I worked with the Will County Health Department. They service some of our residents that would have nowhere else to go. They would literally be on the streets, dying sick, needing behavioral health, and so I'm in full agreement with this. But I wanted to point out to everybody that these are the residents that would have nowhere else to go. Not only do they have somewhere to go for even some specialized care, but then the Will Grundy Medical Clinic gets them on the path to like getting that, you know, insurance that they need, the services they need. I really cannot say enough. I know they've saved lives. I just want everyone to know it's not only just getting the medical care, but getting them onto the path to what they need, so they won't be dependent on that for, you know, long term. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody understood that. They do amazing work.
I do know that, and we probably have the money there to do all this. However, we're gonna have to amend our,
I think we talked about
yeah,
that.
the GS budget to do this.
Correct. Yep. So, yeah, later down in the year, so
Yeah.
recovery. Carl?
No, I mean, it's a good thing. It's needed in the community. So, as far as I understand, they also do prescription coverage for those that can't afford their prescriptions, and you know, so yeah, I mean, I can't vote against that. It's for the people.
Does anyone from the Will Grundy want to say anything before we take a look?
Sure, well, personally.
Do you want to come up to the
Yeah,
podium?
wanna come up?
Yes, thank you. There's a podium right here.
Okay, any of my team members want to say anything? Go ahead. So, I just wanna say that I'm Sean from Will Grady Medical Clinic. And I just wanna say that, this is just, the beginning of something that's so great, that's gonna be so good for the township residents, for the community. I'm very excited about this partnership. I brought several members of my team. We have our medical director here, Dr. Wright, he's volunteer medical director. We have our board chair, Brett Carr. We have Caesar, one of our case managers. We also have Marlene, our nurse. We have Latravette, another case manager. We have Alexiana, one of our interns, and we have Alex, another one of our interns. Didn't miss anybody, but they represent just how multifaceted our program is and the services that we provide. So we have our HHH case manager team and the nurse from HHH, and that program is Housing, Healthcare, and Hope. And what we are trying to do with that program is addressing the intersectionality of housing and healthcare and how people can't get better because they don't have stable housing. And it's something that I'm sure a lot of organizations wanted to look at, but we were small and nimble enough to be able to jump right in and address it right away. And we're pretty unique, and no other organizations are doing that type of work that we're doing. But then I also brought my interns in, and they're both working on some really groundbreaking projects, if I say so myself. Alexiana is working on a project to address behavioral health beds in Will County or in the United States or in the state of Illinois. The fact is, the number one reason why people report to emergency room is because of mental health crisis. However, when they report to those emergency rooms, they automatically become second-class citizens. Why? Because if you report to the emergency room with your appendicitis, you are stabilized and treated right away. If you're in mental health crisis, you can languish in the emergency room for days, untreated, getting worse. And so we're working with our intern, and she's working on a project where maybe we work with legislators in Springfield, work with legislators locally to get something introduced where there's a centralized reporting system for the number of ICU beds so people can quickly be diverted to the care that they need, and so that families can heal and individuals can get better and have better lives. So that's what's going on at Will Grundy Medical Clinic. So I heard you all talking about the fact that this is a little bit more, but you know what? I guarantee you'll get so much more because of it. I also have Alex, another one of my interns, working on Narcan and the opioid crisis. He's actually doing a project where he's working in Grundy, because we support Grundy County as well. So not only are we providing health care, not only do we provide medication, and it's free. The medication that we provide is free. We have some partnerships with some clinics, some pharmacies, where we will pay the copay, or the patient will pay a small copay, and then we pay the rest of the bill. But they're getting medication, they're getting specialist care. But we have also waded into the behavioral health space, and we've really done it in a really big way. In our HHH program, I think we've housed maybe about 100 people since the program. The program has only been going for maybe a year or two, and we have helped 100, some individuals, some families, get into permanent housing in the community. And all the while we're getting them into housing into the community, we're also case managing their mental health challenges, their medical issues. We have individuals in that program who are end-stage renal disease patients, cancer patients in the midst of chemo, but they're living in their car. And these are Joliet Township residents living on the street. And what we do is we help to get their lives back on track. So very passionate about what we do. But this is like, for me, it's almost like I want to email my board, and I want to email the word boom, mic drop. Because when I came to Will Grundy, 2 months into my time at Will Grundy, we lost our township support. And there were various reasons why, but we lost that support. And, you know, I said, you know what, we're gonna get it back. And we tried and tried and tried for years, and then I gave up. But then one of my board members said, you know, I think you ought to go ahead and try to get a meeting with them and tell them what you're doing. And we did, and here we are. So, thank you so much. Thank you guys for listening. I'm really excited about this partnership, and I look forward to serving people, continuing to serve the people of Joliet Township.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, can we get a roll call, please?
Trustee Slattery.
Aye.
Trustee Ibarra.
Aye.
Trustee Farrell.
Aye.
Supervisor Gonzalez.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Good. Thank you. All right, next, we have our reports. Can I, Vince, I'll go first, our Highway Commissioner, Vince Alessio.
I want to start by saying thank you to Anna for everything you've done for the website. It looks great. And any feedback being responded to super well, so I really appreciate that. And just how hard everybody works here. Coming in a year ago, you know, from the outside, you don't know exactly how everything's running, but I'm proud of where the township is today and the services we're providing that were not provided before. I'm proud of the road district and the services we're providing and the way that we're going about solving problems with the residents. And in that name, I have something to brag about. But we had a resident who came to our annual town meeting who has various properties across Joliet Township, was very concerned about the high number of trucks parking on the streets and the amount of overweight vehicles on the roads. And so what we did is, with help of our township attorney, our road district attorney, Brian Wellner, we created an ordinance to create a 5-ton weight limit on all township roads and no more truck parking with the same weight limit. The number one thing is safety of our residents. And then, you know, we put large investments, and we're proud to invest in our roads, but when we let trucks that park on them that aren't supposed to be on those roads, it undermines the investment everybody here makes to make those roads improve. So this is a necessary thing, and I'm really proud of it. We're gonna work as hard as we can to make sure that it's enforced, and that's something that we can push from my office, but we cannot actually enforce the weight limits or, you know, get the trucks off the streets ourselves. That has to do with law enforcement, and I'm happy to actually made friends with the new sheriff in our area so that we can actually get working and making sure we're enforcing this type of thing. So I made him aware of what's coming, and hopefully we'll be seeing signs up on each end of our roads here in the next month. We have to call in the dig or initiate the dig orders, make sure that we're not hitting anything. We put the signs in, but we should be putting signs in. You'll be seeing 5-ton weight limits and no truck parking on all of our township roads. So I think that's one of I'm really happy we did that. Secondarily, we have 2 road projects right now that we're in. They're slightly on different schedules. One's finishing the end of engineering, and we should be going out to bid for a road project here soon. Planning on using the funds in the budget as well as surplus of MFT funds that we have, because we haven't touched our MFT funds in a long time. So hopefully we'll be funding that entire project like that. And then secondarily, back to our concerns about meeting resident demands. We've had a few complaints on a certain road. We went out there that day, drove around, realized the need, and then what I did is I didn't just leave and say that needs to be fixed. I drove around the neighborhood to see if anything nearby needed to be fixed, and I found a bunch of roads that could be improved. And so what we're gonna do is, while we have a crew in that area, we're gonna go out to bid and we're gonna get roads improved in that area and get the best bang for our buck. So, so that's what the township or the road district has going on. I don't know if you guys have any questions.
I do.
Yeah.
last month, looking through the bills, I
Yeah.
noticed that one of the trucks was in an accident,
Yeah.
and, what happened?
I was involved in an accident.
You were?
Yeah, I was driving the truck, yeah. What happened was, it was a non-fault on our end accident, the other person's insurance covering it 100%. The township will be liable for $0. Was driving the vehicle. I honestly don't remember the exact scenario, but it was at night, I believe it was a night we were snow plowing. But I don't remember there being a bunch of snow on the road, but I remember I had one out, so.
No, I was
Yeah.
just wondering because
Yeah.
I saw that,
Yeah, and that bill that was in there, I do wanna make clear, we'd already received the check prior to us paying that bill from Torma.
Yeah, I know from
Okay,
Torma, that's
okay.
what made me wonder about it.
Right, yeah.
Because Torma's our insurance
Right.
company.
Well, they work with, you'd have to talk to Torma how they.
But they're probably suing the other insurance company.
Right, yeah, I don't know how they administer it, right,
Okay.
but yeah, so that's.
I was just wondering what happened. because-
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a non-fault on my end, I didn't receive a ticket, other than, I was driving the vehicle, you know, like I said, we were out snow plowing and,
Yeah.
so that's,
It happens.
yeah, it was, yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah. What neighborhood are the road improvement plan?
There is, I'd have to, there's one in Sugar Creek, then there's, Pheasant Run, Moore Avenue, familiar with that area down there, as well as, there's some areas in the north as well. We're putting some things out to see what exactly we can afford for this year, so generally those two areas, but there are some other streets that, we get, like I said, mentioned earlier, this year we get road condition ratings from our engineering firm, and there's some that have an obvious need that we're hoping we can afford this year. So, they're not all in the same neighborhood, and we're basing it on.
Next year tentatively, but you know, I'm not even sure, cause I know it got remapped a couple of years ago, but it's Patterson Road, back in that area. From the tracks all the way back to, what's that bridge, Brandon?
Yeah.
We have Patterson Road so far, I'm not exactly sure, like, I don't know where it ends. I'd have to look exactly where our part of Patterson Road ends. I think it's near the Brandon Bridge. I think
Yeah.
we stopped prior to.
Prior to the bridge.
That's right. From 53 to out there is ours, I
They got two main streets that go through that neighborhood.
believe.
And, I know for sure one of them is still like really bad.
Okay.
So,
Just-
maybe for next year.
Well, we can always get a price and see what the need is and take a look at it this year. I mean, so if you have the street or whatever, just let me know.
I don't even know if they got like drain tile.
Okay. And then Patterson Road, I will make a note, we're gonna be restriping Patterson Road along with any other roads that we have striping, we're gonna be doing that. It actually could be happening anytime before doing that, so. Restriping some of our roads, Patterson Road's the main one that has striping. A lot of our roads, you know, the neighborhood roads, we don't have road striping on, so.
Yeah, I think that ordinance though is amazing. It's gonna stop a lot of truck traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, the one thing for me, you know, from my position is, I had noticed it prior to the resident, the thing is, when we were snow plowing, specifically on Searing bends really wickedly, and then there's two trucks that park in the same spot right along the bend, and I drove through there, and I don't know how our snow plow drivers even could get through there. I mean, it's not, if there's a car coming the other way, you don't have anywhere to go. And that, for me, as the resident complained, I thought of myself driving through there, I thought, there's not a car coming through here, you know, I mean, and that's not how our streets should be, so.
All right, thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
Jim, any? Yes, sir?
You should.
Story of my life. Jim Franceschi, I'm Joliet Township Assessor. We have a lot of walk-ins coming in because when we sent out that the paper, a lot of people realized that they weren't availing themselves to all the discounts that they can, all the exemptions that they can get. So we get a lot of phone calls, a lot of people walking in. Right now, we gave up, this is the time of year when we turn our books in, all the assessing that we did, we turn those books over to the county. And the county will do their due diligence with them and then they'll send out the notices for all the ones that we did and we'll start with the process of people filing complaints, and that'll come in September. So where they can appeal their assessments and they get comparables, we get comparables, and the Board of Review will decide who's right. So, other than that, it's been day to day. We did have a gentleman come in, Jerry from Ames, and we're looking at little iPads that we can go out with, that they take pictures, they can draw on them, and when they take that picture, it goes automatically to our system. Yeah, and same thing with the drawing. But that's in the early stages. Trust me.
All right, thanks, Jeff.
Why?
Any questions?
No.
Sorry.
Tricia.
So it's actually kind of been a little semi-quiet for us, activity-wise anyways. Soledad attended the Pause on 66 event, and she distributed township flyers to people that were in attendance. Sue and Soledad both attended the Heggie Park Healthy Neighborhoods event, and they passed out giveaways and information on township services to folks that were in attendance. I commend them for going there. It was nasty out that day. It was raining out that day, and the troopers that they were, they went. Sue also went to the Community Cultivation Project, which is part of the Restore, Reinvest, and Renew with Ticey Bell and Prairie State Legal Services. It was hosted over at Salvation Army. The GA department has been busy, keeping busy anyways, with providing notary services. Sadly, Soledad has left us for a different opportunity, and so we're now searching for a new bilingual case worker. Other than that, it's pretty much business as usual.
All right. Just real quick, what was the organization for the closing that we were trying to find a location for? Oh, well,
Yes,
regardless, it's
yeah.
something that Patricia brought to
Yeah.
me attention that we've been kind of working on, so I'll get more information on our next meeting, but I'll contact our trustees and some of us.
So do you remember what the name of that, the lady that runs the clothing closet, used to run out of Shorewood?
Oh, something about Indeed?
Rich Indeed, that was it, Rich Indeed.
So they provide
Yeah.
clothing for, do you want to explain a little bit?
Yeah, so they provide clothing and household needs for people that are in need, for folks that are homeless, who had a fire in your house, somebody that's leaving a domestic abuse situation, and they had free space that they have been operating out of for several years, and they've lost that space. The landlord came in and, no more, you can't have
So
it.
she brought that to my attention, so now we're actively
Yeah.
looking for space, if we can bring them into township as well, because right now
Right.
everything's in storage, so that's something
Yeah, so
we're
it's just-
working on to see if we can find it to bring the service.
Yeah, it's
here.
making it more difficult for them too. I mean, she's still providing the services as much as she can, but when you're operating out of
Storage.
a storage locker in your garage, it's kind of hard, but they were a well-referred agency, organization.
So that's something we're looking into bringing closer to this side, so we're working on that, so thank you. All right, thank you. Ivan?
How you doing? Ivan, Finance Director. Just want to give you guys an update on the ARPA application that we submitted. Submitted it before the deadline. We went for the entire allocated amount that Will County allocated to us. We did, the group before us, Will County Medical Center was part of it. We did our senior grants distributions throughout the year, which is a huge chunk of it too. We did our cemetery upgrade for infrastructure, and we did animal control upgrades for the public services. Our thought process behind this was we want to get the money back as fast as possible. So it's a reimbursement process, so we have to spend the money before we can get it back. So we haven't heard back after we submitted the application. They just sent us that they got it. I'm assuming we'll hear something in July, and I'll keep you guys posted in the next meeting. According to them, distribution of the reimbursements would begin around August. Probably gonna be a little later than that. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Other than that, I don't know if you guys seen First Midwest changed over to Old National. So you guys, I've been dealing with a lot of machines on the phone, transitioning stuff. Other than that, it's been day to day. Any questions on any of the application stuff? Or?
Yeah, as far as the ARPA dollars though, I think we were in a good place because we are a bigger township, so a lot of stuff that we've already done, we can be able to get back and then take our time how we can plan to use the funds in the future. So the first thing was getting the funds into the township, and we managed to pull that together pretty quickly. So.
And we expect to redo the budget later on.
We did.
Just you guys are aware of that. Yeah.
Thanks.
Good job, Ivan.
Whitney?
For June, we have been blessed with 2 more Eagle Scouts choosing our facility for their projects. One of them built a huge cat tree for the resident cats to play and lounge on. The other Eagle Scout made a bench on the west side of our building for volunteers and adopters to sit and spend time cuddling or grooming the dogs. He added a variety of plants around the bench that attract and feed butterflies. It's beautiful, and we greatly appreciate these young men for thinking of our shelter animals for their projects. We attended the Plaza on 66 event in downtown Joliet. The attendance was a lot lower this year than in previous years, but we were able to connect with many pet owners and dog lovers, shared our Save the Date flyers for the Dog Days at Julie event that's on August 16th, and had a couple of adoptable dogs, Kimura and Rilo, on site to find their forever homes. Although they were not adopted at the event, they have both been placed in their new forever homes shortly after. We are in kitten season full swing and did 19 kitten adoptions in June. To put that into perspective, we have averaged about 4.6 kitten adoptions per month in 2022 leading up to June, so that's a pretty big increase. June has been a steady month with intakes and adoptions. Everything else has been business as usual. Any questions? No?
How was 4th of July weekend?
Very, very busy. Our officer had probably anywhere from 10 to 15 calls each day, which on average it's about 6 to 7. So he was out for long hours on 4th of July bringing in lots of dogs.
Dogs have a hard time.
They get
They
scared
do,
get
and it's
loose.
not just the fireworks, but people, they'll have company over for, barbecues who might leave the gate open that normally wouldn't, or something like that too. So it's, they just get out. And dogs, they want to party. So, but luckily most of them went home, so.
All right, good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeff?
My name is Jeff Wallace. I'm the senior liaison. We sponsor like 9 senior groups that meet every month, 7 to 9. And I go there to be with them, to make sure they get the grant money. If they have any questions about what township government does, if I don't have the answer, I can call Angel and get the answer. I've been doing this since 2017 when I retired from being a trustee. It's a pleasure being with all these seniors, and when you're that age, what we do is make it available for the senior groups to meet and socialize, have lunch or have dinner, whatever the case may be in different, some have meetings, like a board meeting, then they have lunch. Some it's just a function to get together and have some fun. So that's what I do. So I'm gonna give you a little small report here. St. Joe's Seniors, June 15th, there were 75 members were in attendance. Father Tim said Mass at 11:15. President Rich Chernovic thanked Lily and Sue Pine and staff for the great chicken and rice lunch. The theme of the meeting was Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Joe Savent and Jim Medish made baseball goodies and table decorations. Members wore hats or shirts. Good well wishes were sent to Mary Babbage, and a prayer was said for Father Tim. Mary Barrett reminded the members $10 due by August 1st for their August steak fry. And that consists of the members, they come there, they bring their plates, utensils, and all this stuff. You cook your own steaks. They supply the baked potato and salad and all the bread and stuff. So it's pretty unique. It's a pretty big deal over there. I said a few words. I introduced Alicia and Caesar. They both spoke. I brought senior service calendars, a door prize for a 50-50 raffle, and bingo followed. What I mean by the senior service calendars, their office on Center Street, and they list what they do every day, Monday through Friday. So I make sure all these organizations that I go to know what's available down at the place on Center Street. I know they're gonna open a place on Weber, but this place will continue to stay in force like an off-site, because a lot of people sometimes walk there. Retired Teachers Association, June 22nd. 48 members were present. President Ray Kaufman welcomed everyone. All the officers gave the report. Ray introduced Marge Satansky. She's Area 3 rep for Illinois Retirement Teachers Association. Marge talked about what was going on within the organization, bylaws. The bylaws chairman introduced Meg Lochran Capella, State Senator, 43rd District. She talked about the laws that were being passed or not passed, took questions. Then Rachel Ventura, Will County board member, talked about what laws and projects and services were accomplished during her time on the Will County board. She's also on the Forest Reserve. She took questions. I brought senior service calendars and a door prize. 50-50 raffle was held, and a door prizes were given away. SOAR seniors, it's retired steelworkers. June 23rd, 25 members were in attendance. Great lunch was served. President Joe Fabre opened the meeting. All officers gave the reports. Joe talked about the health insurance, and during this disease, a lot of people, these plants closed down and nobody worked. Well, now they're looking for people to work, and they're actually paying people more than their contract reads, just to get people to come back to the steel workers. Joe said, because we had a few members from the township there, he limited all of us to 5 minutes to talk. Susanna spoke about the vaccination rates at the animal control, which is a lot less than the other animal hospitals or animal control clinics in the area. Excuse me. And Rachel talked about business group, business going to the county board, which she is a member. We then played Let's Make a Deal. A couple of us brought door prizes. The Latino Social Club, who started about, I think it was April, the end of April. President Yenny introduced the Zumba instructor. Alicia, myself, 3 other members were there. Some sandwiches were served. Bingo followed. No meetings in July and August. We've had a couple groups getting started, like Alicia and I, and went to Mount Carmel Church to try get them involved in the community. We talked to the pastor, we talked to the secretary there. This was a year ago. It's just hard to start a group, so when I'm getting back to this Latino social club, the most they've ever had at one meeting is, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything. You just go down there and you dance and have lunch and you play bingo. And for some reason people don't show up. We have to communicate better down there. New seniors, no meeting in July. The Paulites, no meeting. Widowers was last Saturday, Second Baptist Church on the east side. 23 members were in attendance. President Sharon Love welcomed members and guests. Then Sharon introduced Denise Winfrey, Will County board member. She spoke about the latest news on demolishing of the old courthouse and federal relief funds that came to Will County for cities, towns, businesses, plus many more projects. She took questions. Sharon introduced the president, Larry Walsh Jr., state rep. He talked about road and bridge projects, like the bridge over the Des Plaines River right here on 80, and also the bridge going into North Point, and widening of the interstates 80 and 55. This is a 10-year project. When they rebuild that bridge over Des Plaines on 80, they're going to move the bridge completely north. They're going to, I think he said they're going to take out about 42 homes. They want to make sure that all those people who live there gets what's coming to them. So the bridge is going to be north. Nobody's going to be affected south. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I brought senior service calendars and chest flyers. Now this is a project that Caesar, one of our trustees, just started about a month ago. The Joliet Township contracted St. Peter's Lutheran Church on Broadway. We use those facilities where we let seniors or youth groups, they have a kitchen, gym, meeting. I mean, it's got all the stuff that we could let people use. So they're gonna meet there the first and third Thursday. It's on Broadway Street, right down the street from Cabot Tide, 5 o'clock. It's just, doesn't make a difference how old you are, and it's free. I went the first time, and we had 10 boards. I think like 2 people came. We just got to get the news out. So now that I go to all these senior meetings, I can start passing out these flyers. Like I got a big meeting this Thursday. Probably 200 people are going to be there. I'm going to pass out these flyers for the seniors. I mean, get them to do something. I brought a couple of door prizes and great lunch was served. Now I got a couple upcoming meetings. The seniors, which meets this Thursday, they're hiring Post 1080 caterer, and they'll be cooking hot dogs, brats, and hamburgers on the grill out of St. Joe's Park for the seniors. And it's free to ask a member of that group. And there's a few other people there. Plus I'll be handing out those chest flyers. And I'm done. Is there any questions about them? I go to anywhere between 7 and 9 meetings a month. Just make sure we're connected together. Whatever they need, they tell me.
Jeff, there's a question in the back.
Yes.
Jeff.
Yes, Jeff. There's the president of Thursday. Biggest group I have.
I just want to invite the board to our senior picnic Thursday at noon if you are free. The board is invited. And also, I'm just going to throw in that also I'm a volunteer pharmacist at the Will Ready Medical.
Ah.
Chuck Corso is president of the Senior Citizens Association. And what do you have, about 300 members, Chuck?
225.
Or 225?
225.
Okay. And out of that, they probably get 60% at a meeting?
Right.
Somewhere around there. You know, most of these clubs that I go to, you only get about 50 or 60% of the group. Just depending on the weather, or people move, or some are down because people travel and stuff like that. Because I've talked to them. I'm sorry, guys. I get going.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks.
Yeah, just want to say I did show up to the first chess day too. I'm 2-0. I showed up to the first chess event over there. 2-0.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Thank you. Alicia?
Thank you, everybody. Welcome, everyone. Alicia Morales, Joliet Township Clerk. First, I want to just thank Anna for all of your support that you give the clerk's office and all the coordinating, because I know you get pulled in a million directions, so thank you for everything you do. Also, Ivan, special thanks for getting that ARPA application. That was a huge undertaking, and we didn't know if we were going to get everything turned in on time, but you actually got it in ahead of time. So I attended that meeting with the county with you and with supervisor, and thank you for getting everything in on time to securing those funds that are very much needed for our residents. Sean, Executive Director of the Will Grundy Clinic, everything you do, I know we met with you as well. You shared the need, you shared the concerns, you shared how the support had not been there anymore, and I'm so glad that whoever told you to come and check with us to see if we could, re-partner with you, that you came and we heard you, we listened, and I'm very happy to see that we are exceeding what the previous administration offered before. So healthcare is something that everyone has a right to, everyone is a human being, and everyone should have the ability to seek healthcare. And I know you mentioned you're the only facility that has specialists, I think?
That we're the only facility that can secure free specialists for the uninsured and underinsured.
Correct.
The specialists will not work for the federally qualified healthcare center. They won't take their patients. They rather work with us because of the way that we manage our patients.
Correct. So thank you. That was something that really caught my attention, that you have specialists that will only provide services for free for your facility. So thank you, and all the specialists and Mr. Corso, you are the pharmacist and you volunteer your time, and thank you for that. I didn't realize that until we had the meeting. So thank you. So as far as what has my office been working on, I know our interns have been diligently working on, they go into the software program and they create flyers that the township needs for activities that we do throughout the community. They're managing our social media posts. My apologies to Trustee Farrell, we didn't mean to exclude you the debate, sorry about that. We fixed it. And then they are currently working on a comparative research project that is consuming a lot of their time, where they're comparing, they're looking at, not comparing, but they're looking at everything that all townships, what services do all townships have, so that we can see where we fall in and how we're doing, within Will County, of course, only within Will County. So right now they will be presenting to the trustees as soon as they're in the next week or two. And I've been just doing my regular, day-to-day coordinating when I receive the ordinances, coordinating that with our attorney, with our road district, with the supervisor, the annexations, the zoning inquiries, and we are still digitizing a lot of the clerk's files to make sure that they're accessible electronically. And then it was brought to my attention that the Will County Land Use Department has a letter that they send out when people are asking for permits, when they're gonna build additions or modifications to their home. And they have my name and my phone number and my email in that letter. And so they were saying, you might wanna let the clerk, Joliet Township Clerk, also know. So I've been getting a lot of phone calls because I do have a Spanish surname, and I get a lot of Spanish calls where people wanna come here and get the permit here. And they're very confused. So I've been working with helping the residents understand what that letter says. I voluntarily translated the letter in Spanish and gave it to the Will County Land Use and said, if you want to use this when dealing with non-English speaking residents, you can use this template and just tweak it how you need it, because people need information in a way that they can understand it, so they're not so confused, because just even in English, it's a confusing process. So that's something that, I'm working in partnership with the county, and we're going to continue doing that and serving our residents in the most effective and efficient way. So thank you. Any questions? No?
I have one.
Yes, ma'am.
They don't have anyone over there that speaks Spanish? Or
I know there's a gentleman with the last name, a Spanish surname, but that doesn't always mean that they speak Spanish. So I don't know. I just took that one letter and translated and said, here you go, you can use it. If you have questions, let us know, we can help. So that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
All right, and then on our end, the supervisor's office, I think everyone kind of just touched on everything that's been going on. Everyone here will notice that's been here multiple meetings, we have new comfy chairs with padding, before there were the hard plastic ones, so longer meeting because we got some padding. Skylar put them all together, it was like 60-something chairs, even all the building. So we're just trying to make things, better a little bit at a time, right? So it's just little things. Our doors actually are also will be ready.
Coming tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow to fix our access system so that when we do, let other organizations borrow the space, we can actually program it. So what time they come in, out, camera in and out too, so we can always even arm the alarms remotely at a certain time. So that's all gonna be upgraded for the room as well, just to give access for community groups that are helping the township residents. So yeah, and that's kind of it. Everything else is day to day. We do have, we're looking into just a few other organizations we're trying to partner with, do specific services, bigger ones, and I'll be contacting the trustees to see if things are actually gonna formulate and see how we go from there. But just really glad, just the partnership with Blue Running Medical, those are things that I'm glad we're doing. I know we've done them for easy, like the Y and youth programming, but there's a township residents and just all residents and all need, we need to tackle all issues, not just the glamorous ones. And we're really thankful that this communication, the doors have been open with Blue Running Medical. So thank you again. And other than that would sum to our approval of our receipts and approval of our expenditures and our bills. Right.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we place our cash receipts into their proper accounts.
Second that motion.
All right, roll call please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Farrell?
Aye.
Trustee Ibarra?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And now I'm going into the expenditures. The expenditures in Joliet Township's General Town Fund were $212,154.01. And I'd like to make a motion to approve those expenditures and pay them.
Second.
Second that motion.
Roll call please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Farrell?
Aye.
Trustee Ibarra?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about the Joliet Township General Town Capital Fund. There were no expenditures, so no motion has to be made. The Joliet Township General Assistance Fund, the cash disbursements for our last month were $22,282.49. I'd like to certify that those expenditures were correct and approve them for payment.
I'll second that.
Roll call please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Ibarra?
Aye.
Trustee Farrell?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, now we're going to the Joliet Township Road and Bridge Fund. Our cash disbursements for that fund were $80,387.61. I'd like to certify those payments as being correct and approve them for payment.
I second that.
Roll call please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Ibarra?
Aye.
Trustee Farrell?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Now we're going to animal control, and animal control, our cash disbursements for the last month were $68,952.87. I'd like to certify those expenditures as being correct and approve them for payment.
You get a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Ibarra?
Aye.
Trustee Farrell?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And there were no expenditures in the Joliet Township Senior Fund for the last month.
All right. Thank you, Ray. Well, if there's no other, any comments from trustees or anything?
I have one.
No?
Can I do it here?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to invite everyone Sorry.
Just kidding.
I'm here. I just want to invite everyone to come out to coffee and chat with me and possibly Ray, and Animal Care and Control will be here. It is August 5th at noon, right here in this room. And hopefully we'll have a full explanation of everything that they do and all the hard work they do over there. But I'm hoping that we'll get a very docile animal at that time, and she'll be able to bring one as well to encourage people to adopt rather than to have them buy from puppy mills. So I'm inviting everybody here and everybody listening, August 5th at noon, to come here and come and have coffee and chat. Friday. It's Friday. Thank you.
Okay. All right, with that, then can I get a motion to adjourn? Oh, can everyone too, after Will Granny Medical, take a picture with the trustees, please? A motion to adjourn?
Make a motion
I'll
to
second
adjourn
that.
this meeting?
Trustee Barrow seconds, roll call please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Yvonne?
Aye.
Trustee Farrell?
Aye.
Supervisor Contreras?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right,
Good
meeting
time.
adjourned at 5:57 PM. Thank you.